Hello, so this video is on bands. We've got small bands and we've got big bands. So resistant bands are great for all forms of exercising, again assisting, challenging you, getting you in alignment. The little small bands we have, they're just a little bit more handy to kind of like just put on quickly. If you don't have a little band, it doesn't matter. You can obviously just tie a bigger band around your legs or wherever, but it's just a handier form and it's just a neater form because it obviously depends on how tight you tie your band. With the bands, we've got various things we can do, obviously. We are going to start standing and we're going to use the longer of the band and we're just going to work through the shoulders. So if we stand up nice and tall, here, I'm just going to take my band out in front of me and I'm just going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, keeping the ribs in, and then we're going to lower the band back down. So again, I just want you to do a rib cage closure action. Okay, here. Okay, you can do this about 5-6 times and then we're going to stay up there. And then all I want you to think about doing now is taking the arms back behind the body, or the band back behind the body, and then bringing the band back up and over. So it's literally working through your upper back. Is there tightness in your upper back? Is it restrictive? Is that why maybe you can't get the band back behind you? Because it could be the upper back that is being restrictive and the mechanics of your shoulder as well. So if you've got maybe a dodgy shoulder and you can't take your arm all the way back, then just go to where is good for you. If that's only up the top, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, but I just want you to think about opening your chest and stretching. And then obviously you can take the hands, walk them a little bit further in, take the band up. Now hold on to the band a little bit closer, and then I want you to pull the band apart as you bend your elbows, get the band towards your forehead, and then stretch the arms back up. Pull the band apart, bend the elbows, and then back up. So again, you can start in the front, you can work to the top of the head, again pull the band, and then eventually pull the band, and then see if you can get behind you. So it's like shaving the back of your head. Can you kick those shoulders back as you pull the band, bend the elbows, and then back up, and then bring the band all the way back down. Okay, we're going to work on biceps. We're going to stand on the band and we're going to kick those arms straight. We're going to combine this with a squat action. So we're going to squat and you're going to take your bottom back behind you, and the band's going to be low, you're not doing anything with the band yet. As you straighten and come back up, you're going to pull the band in. Release the arms back and then squat back down. Straighten, pull and release, and then bend. And then stretch those arms. So again, you're pulling and releasing slowly and then back down. So again, think about pulling, releasing slowly, rather than letting the band do the work for you. Okay? We're going to come down into, so let's come down. We've kind of done the biceps. Obviously I'm not doing loads and loads of reps. I'm just giving you some ideas of what you could do. And then you take that and then you do a few more, okay? We're gonna do, again, the circles and the hamstring stretch. And then we're trying to go into then more of the legs pushing out into the band. So we're gonna take your big band, here, your long band, and you're going to come and lie down, and you're going to take one foot in the band, and again think about your hamstrings. Think about using the band, keep those elbows down. You can do the same things, again, like we did with our ring. Flex and point. Take the leg across. Take the leg out to the side, keep those elbows down. And then combine it by doing a circle. So again, you want to think about that other leg anchoring, and then just think about where you're doing your circle. Are you moving from your hip or are you moving from your knee? Yeah, you want to really get as much movement out of your hip as you can. All right, and just think about the band doing a little bit of assistance with the leg, yeah? So again, you can sweep it across and take it out to the side and sweep it across and then hold it up and try to really push the heel to the ceiling so you can really get a good hamstring stretch out of it. Again, you can bend this knee in if you need to. You can do the same thing here. Hold onto the band a bit closer to your foot. Other leg stretched out. And then we're going to do climb a tree. So again, think about working around the middle as the leg comes up. Hold onto the band quite near your foot and then roll back down again. So again, this is kind of getting into towards your teaser. You can kind of roll up, roll down. You can roll halfway. You can see if you can bring the other leg up to join it. Come back down, pull in. Make sure that you're pulling in and not arching the back as you lift and lower the leg. It's obviously more challenging. You don't have to do this, it's just options. And then roll back down, taking your leg with you. Stretch it out, roll yourself all the way back up, put both feet in the band. Get your arms straight, and then the assistance is now to keep the arms straight and roll through the spine. So keep hold of the band, breathe in, and as you breathe out, roll forward. And think about the curl forwards and think about rolling up off the mat and sitting up nice and tall, and the band will be your assistance. Bend the knees in. Okay, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 reps of kind of these exercises so you kind of know. And then just cross the band over. And from here, we're going to pull those elbows back and squeeze into your shoulder blades. Or you can keep the band uncrossed if it's easier for you. And then just squeeze into your shoulder blades here. And squeeze and release. I want you to keep sitting up tall so you're not moving in the back. You're just pulling the band and squeezing into your shoulder blades. Open the chest. Open the chest. And then you can start to do a little bit of a twist. And then a little bit of a twist. I want you to keep sitting up on your sit bones so you don't lean back. You want to keep the book on your head or the tray on your head. And just literally twist left to right. One more. And then come back in. So again, both feet up now and towards the ceiling, and you can point and flex again. So work through both legs. Point and flex. Point and flex. And point and flex. Now let's imitate feet in straps on the equipment. Bend the knees in and push the legs out. Bend the knees in and push the legs away, and use the band now as a resistance to push into. And keep that tailbone heavy. Don't let your bottom lift off as you bend your knees in. And then hold on to the band a bit further up your feet. Now I want you to push out into the band, lift the head and the shoulders, and see if you can slowly get the upper body up and working towards your teaser position, and then keep the legs where they are and then roll the body down again. And then bend the knees in. Push the legs out, lift the head and the shoulders and roll the body up. Can you hold on to the band a bit further out now? Stay here and pull and still stay scoot through the lower back. And then lower back down, keeping the legs where they are. Inhale. And on the exhale, roll yourself up again. Pull in. Reach those arms back. So the legs are, again, assisting, aren't they? They're on the band. We've got into that teaser shape. and then come back all the way back in. So it's trying to get you into a shape, and you can work on that shape because it's hard to get your legs out there with nothing there. Right, over onto all fours, put the band back behind you, and then you can work on going into your cat. Think about moving up in towards the band as you go into your cat. So 4-point kneeling, the band's pretty much kind of in the tips of my shoulder blades, just under the armpits. And then from here, all you're going to be doing is just curling the lower back. And as you do so, I want you to push up into the band to get more of a stretch through the top half of your back. Push up into the band, release. Inhale, tuck under, round, and push up into the band. Release. And again. And release. Take the band, keep it where it is, reach out, and then from there, I'm going to just lean yourself backwards, and then come forwards. Now keep reaching out into that band. So the band is still there behind your back, but now we're targeting quads, into the quads as you lean back, and then forwards. And back. Right, there's a few things you can do with the band here. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things, but it's just thinking about the mat exercises and what the equipment might be able to do for you to get better at doing that mat exercise. Whether it be the roll up using a band, or whether it be a twist, or whether it be a teaser. The band's there. Now we come onto the loopy. Now what I want you to do is going to put the band around our thigh, around our ankles, and stand up. So now we've got the band around our ankles. I'm standing up nice and tall. Excuse me. All I want you to do is push out in towards the band. Out into the band. You push out. You push out. It's almost like you're doing a bit of a penguin walk. Or the penguin starts waddling. So I want to keep pushing. I want to start engaging around the back. Push out. Just start to feel something at the back as you push out. Keep going for as long as you want until you want to stop. Okay, so from here, the band comes up a little bit higher on the top of the knee. Now we're going to squat and we're going to push out. We squat, we push out. We squat and we push out. We squat and we push out, and we do one more and we push out. You do the same thing all on the other side. So you're squatting and then you push out. Squat and stand up nice and tall and then push out. So obviously when you've done all that, okay, you can stay squatting and then you can just push those knees outwards, right? Or one at a time, right? And then come all the way back in. You're going to stay with the band around the thighs and come and lie down. I'll turn to our side. So with the loopy band, I quite tend to like it for sideline. So we're going to do oyster to start. Okay, so let's get yourself in line. Okay, so get your back up against that imaginary mat, the mat behind you. imaginary. The wall behind you, that's imaginary. And again, so as you start to open the knee, I'm going to push up into the band and keep those hips forwards, and then close. Open and close, and open and close. Now you can be up here, or you can be down here, or you can have a head cushion in between your head and your arm, and open and close. All right, so just think about what works for you, and then I want you to just keep pulsing up into that band and get really connected in towards your glutes here. All right, that's a down and up move. All right, then you're going to bring your legs kind of pretty much into that 90-degree angle between your knee and your hip, and the shins pretty much want to be parallel to the mat. Now, so if you just check in with yourself there before you start, and then we're going to lift the top leg up and bring it back down. So you lift and then you lower. So it doesn't have to be massively high. We'll just aim to push up into the band and not let the band just collapse. So on the way down, you want to just keep pushing upwards. I want you to maintain a little bit of tightness in the band. Otherwise the muscles will just switch off. You can switch off in a minute. And then you're going to hold it up and you're going to do some little pulses here. You should start to feel it here a little bit. Obviously, if you want to challenge it, you take the leg out, you bring it back in, you lower back down. So you lift, you take it out, you bend, and you lower. To challenge that even further, I'm not going to do all of the reps. To challenge it even further, you take the leg up, and take it out, and then from there, you lower and lift. And that should start to really work, yeah? And then you can tap it out, and then you can come all the way up. Remember to do a little bit of a figure 4 stretch, especially in these exercises, because it's a lot of kind of work on the glute max area. Just lie down and then just put one foot over the knee, pull the other thigh towards you, just to get a bit of a stretch. If you can't feel that, you cross everything over just to get more of a stretch. Or push the knee out and pull with the other thigh inwards. So it's a push and pull action to maintain that kind of connection, that stretch. And again, you can do all of the same thing on the other side. So these ones, I really like this just to target these areas and just pushing into something. Yeah, so it's working the muscle slightly a little bit harder. 4-point kneeling, shoulder stability with planks, it's really important to kind of find your shoulder placement. So if you have your hands, well, put the band basically in your wrists and like be here. And what I want to do is just drop the shoulders back and just find like you're just pushing out into the band. So you've got the resistance, but you're kind of like thinking about where your shoulders should be. Now keep that kind of resistance. Yeah, obviously make sure we're going to go into plank, so make sure that you take your band, put it down, keep the shoulder, keep pushing out into the loopy band, okay, and then go up. So again, it's a slight connection into your outside of your arm, which may be a little bit of what you need for your plank. So a little bit of connection, pushing out into that loopy band. Keep pushing out into that loopy band, and that arm's down. And then a little bit of still pushing out into that loopy band as you go into your plank. And maybe that might help you in your plank. You can also do it on all fours, okay? Yeah. And then the other one you can do, we've always touched on biceps. Triceps, obviously, you're targeting when you do your push-ups. But this little loopy band, you can, if you can get there, I'll just turn around, hold it onto the little loopy band, and then just straightening it, your arm, and bending it. So you keep that bottom arm there, keep that hand there quite low, and then just pull up into the band and releasing. Pull and release, and that will target through your triceps. Now, you can also do it with the big loopy band. It doesn't, big loopy band, the bigger band, and just do exactly the same movement, okay? I hope those have been of some help. I haven't given you loads and loads and loads, but I think I've kind of touched around what I wanted to get on, what I wanted to touch on with different pieces of equipment. If there's any ideas or anything that you would like with the bands, or say, oh, I really would like to use the band to do XXX, well, let me know, and then I will send you a video. Okay, take care, bye.